Welcome to Strange Occurrences, Abnormal Tales with a Gen X twist. I'm your host, Rose Stone, also known as Ms. Reish Life on all the socials where you can find my blog about simply luxurious lifestyle on a budget. But today we are talking about one of my guilty pleasures. I don't know what you could call it. It's just a deep interest of mine, which is the phenomenon of the Mandela Effect. Whether these things are true or untrue, they are incredible stories to talk about. And it's just something that piques my interest. It piques the interest of a lot of people. A lot of us have this collective mismemory of many, many things. And we cannot prove or disprove that they didn't exist in a timeline that may or may not exist. There's also, that the possibility of timeline jump, time travel, all these different things that sort of, could have messed with what's gone on in the world. So I was talking a bunch of Mandela effects. Basically, I listed Curious George, Berenstain Bears, lots of them, and my pre-recorded podcast, which you can also find. You can find this live, and you can find my pre-recorded podcast if you have a Spotify subscription, or it is free on YouTube. And I do apologize to everyone. I am a terrible YouTuber. It is audio only, so you will hear only my voice. It's a blank screen. I will try to figure it out and fix it one day. I just have not gotten there yet. So I do apologize for that. But listener Adam Rutter left a comment about two Mandela effects I never knew about. And I'm going to blind look up this Mandela effect today. And thank you very much for tuning in and for, this comment, because I didn't know anything about it. And it is the Wonderbread Mandela Effect. Does anyone out there what I am talking about? Because I don't even know what I'm talking about. So this is, according to what I'm finding on Bing chat, the Wonderbread Mandela Effect refers to a collective false memory where many people recall a version of Wonderbread with colorful confetti-like dots on it. This memory is often associated with the Mandela Effect, which is when a large group of people remember something differently from how it actually happened. In this case, some people distinctively remember seeing or even eating Wonder Bread with colorful dots, but there is no official record or evidence that such a product ever existed. This phenomenon highlights how our memories can sometimes be unreliable and influenced by various factors. So I remember Wonder Bread with red, blue, and yellow dots on the packaging. And let's see what they're saying it is now, because they're saying that wasn't the package. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm seeing and what I remember, these dots. So what is the Mandela Effect? Because the packaging is very much what I remember. Confetti-like dots? Oh, I understand what I'm reading now. So that the dots were smaller. I don't ever remember the dots being smaller and like confetti. Does anyone remember that? Was that like, I don't know. What packaging would that have been? I don't remember that at all with confetti. I only remember the big dots. So I'm going to pop over to looking on Reddit, because I really do enjoy what people say because it's anonymous. And let's see. For anyone who thought that there was a Mandela effect regarding confetti Wonder Bread, it's been solved. So they're saying, I've been searching for this bread for years and years, and it's finally been found. There were 0 photos of it online and no record of it ever being real. I even asked Wonder Bread Canada, who denied it being a thing in their records. And other than people talking about it, the only thing I could find that knew what I meant made this post on subreddit. So to anyone who has the same weird memories as me and commented on that post, here is our conclusion. It's real, and she claims Wonderbread was dishonest. Let's see. So subreddit, Colored Wonderbread, this is about to drive me crazy, was watching a discontinued food items video, then thought about the Colored Wonderbread that I 100% remember seeing as a Canadian kid. Tried looking this up, but a Reddit post from 2015 was all I could find. Nothing would update. Does anyone remember this? But there's no picture. There's no photograph of what this was, and it's an archived post. So that was absolutely no help. All right. Let's see what else I can find about this. Anyone out there? Does anyone know at all about this confetti Wonder Bread? I have absolutely no idea. Now, the next Reddit post about Wonder Bread is, why do a lot of people think Wonder Bread is no longer being made? And this goes back to, it's about a specific confetti Wonder Bread. I think, I'm not familiar with the brand or product. This is what the poster goes on to say. Somebody actually did find proof that it existed. And I think the company themselves said they never made the product. You could read more here and here. It's quite a rabbit hole. And there's a sub on this post who can do a better job of explaining it. So again, I still am not seeing, okay, I found the post. Wonder Bread confetti existed 100%. Interesting. And let's see if this is the image and if I remember it. It's taking a moment to come up. Confetti Wonder. Okay. So this says something about the 75-year anniversary of Wonder Bread confetti bread. So this is probably a product that came out for less than a year. I do not remember it, but it is here. And it says confetti bread across the top. And it's got little confettis, and the little dots on it are slightly different. They have some highlight to them. But this is not a Wonder Bread that has ever been on the market for a long time. So I'm going to debunk this myth, totally debunked, because it looks like from the photos that I am seeing that this was a specialty bread that was made for a short period of time. And, often this happens, right? We'll find something and the packaging is different and it's cool, and they put a cool name on it. We're like, where did that bread go? Where did that cookie go? That cake, that something. And, you'll only maybe find it once and it sticks in your memory. And you're like, I know this existed, but it existed for a short period of time. So it's possible that because it wasn't popular, Wonder Bread out of their records. But so that is a debunked Mandela Effect right there. Interesting. Does anyone else out there remember this confetti Wonder Bread? It's pretty interesting, I have to say. It really is. I'm like, I do, like I said, I love these things because I think that these collective memories have to come from somewhere real, somewhere that existed. So this is another one about Wonder Bread, and this is on a subreddit for Mandela Effects. This I do not remember at all, but let me know out there if you do remember it. Wonder Bread that had color to it. So either the bread, the sliced bread, or the buns was either purple, orange, or the poster writes perhaps green. I do not remember seeing bread or buns. I do remember colored ketchup. Heinz had purple and green ketchup, and I still kind of want to vomit in my mouth a little bit. Ew. So this Redditor goes on to say, okay, so I thoroughly remember seeing this in stores when I was younger for a very limited time. Gives their age as 19 now, but I was probably 6, give or take a few years at the time. Also in Canada. Oh, so this is Canadian. This is effect. Do we have different Mandela effects in different countries? That's an interesting thought too. I remember Googling this a few years back and finding pictures and articles of it on retro food sites. Nothing except one Yahoo answer. Does anyone remember this? And this is people going on to say, I remember colored. I've seen a colored bun. This is interesting. Somebody else said pretty patties. I don't know what that is. And the original poster said, yep, except they actually existed. And then another Redditor said, the one thing I know is that Superstore comes out with heavily dyed bread at Easter, but I can also imagine fancy Wonderbread buns being colored ketchups. That's exactly what I just mentioned. And said, LOL, I was waiting for someone to mention those. It's horrific to me now. I'm more educated on what's within food. And then someone else, another Redditor, said, yes, it was called rainbow bread, and they always wanted their mom to buy it. Original poster said it wasn't that. I already came earlier, like I said, solid colors, and it was Wonder Bread. So I'm here in the US and I don't remember solid ever. So my next question to you guys is, are there countries that have different Mandela effects than the United States? Because the first Mandela effect comes from South Africa, but we knew about it in the US. And this Wonder Bread thing with confetti bread, and now this colored Wonder Bread or buns, solid colors, this is Canadian. So do any Canadians out there who are watching this remember anything? Because this is not a Mandela effect I have ever heard of. And this is very interesting. So someone else wrote, another Redditor, it was red, yellow, and blue. Could it be different release for Canadians though? And, original poster said, interesting, your brain favors the primaries. So this is interesting. This is another Redditor, and this is way, way later on. And they said to original poster, this may be too late, but we are around the same age. And I remember this so vividly. I remember my mom buying orange hamburger buns and purple hot dog buns. And other people wrote, yes, I remember this. And someone said, Weston Bakeries Canada produced orange hot dog and hamburger buns for about a month in the early 2000s. So there we go, debunked again. And that's the thing, I get it, because these things are so special and exciting, especially when you're a kid, that you're like, they had to have existed the whole time. So the Wonder Bread Mandela effect is the second Mandela effect that I have been able to debunk. The fun, if you go and check out on YouTube or on Spotify, it is the Shazam starring Sinbad. The whole thing is explained through a lot by him and his kids. So it's a really interesting thing that we all completely misremembered. It's one of the very few Mandela effects that I am willing to completely let go and say this is debunked. As honestly, I can't waste any more time thinking about it because the explanation is good enough. And if you want to hear it, go and tune into that episode. It is up again on both Spotify and YouTube. But yeah, I've never heard of colored hamburger or hot dog buns. I know a lot of you guys remember that too. So with that, I am going to sign off for this episode of Strange Occurrences. It will be up and ready for you guys to listen to within 24 hours of this recording. So I hope that you guys all enjoyed this and you have yourselves a great, great night. I will be back live next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Strange Occurrences. I will see you guys soon. Love, peace, and hair grease. Have a great one, you guys.